Hey, thanks for tuning in, CNY Flavor. We have a great little segment here. It's a little different, okay? Usually when you hear about cookies, you bake them. This is pretty good. You can do with your kids. If you're a novice in the kitchen and you're a little nervous of heat, you don't have to worry about it because these are no-bake peanut butter cookies, okay? You can get them all done in about 40 minutes total time. As you can see, I've got a little bit of light corn syrup, half a cup. I got a half a cup of sugar, just regular granulated sugar. I'm going to use Skippy creamy peanut butter. I'm going to use a cup of peanut butter. I'm going to use 3 cups of frosted flakes. Now, you don't have to use frosted flakes. If you like sugar smacks, you can do sugar smacks, or you can do corn flakes, whatever you feel comfortable with, even Captain Crunch if that's what you like. But I'm going to use the frosted flakes, a little bit of wax paper. That's it. You're done. What I do first is I start off and I have to heat my corn syrup and my sugar, dissolve the sugar into the corn syrup, okay? That takes a few minutes on a hot stove. And then I add my peanut butter, everything else, and we're ready to go. So we'll be right back and we'll be over at the stove. I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, here we are. First thing we're going to do is naturally turn on our heat, put it on a medium heat. This one you don't have to actually let it heated up before you put your corn syrup in. Just light corn syrup that I almost dropped. Did you see that? Ooh, that was quick. No bake peanut butter cookies. I was thinking as I was walking over to the stove here, you know, as far as experimenting, this would be great after you get the corn syrup done and you go and you get the peanut butter in and everything's mixing around. If you take some Concord grape jelly and throw that in there, ooh, so then you'd have peanut butter and jelly cookies, no baked. Anyway, it's a thought. I'm going to have to try that. So you got your corn syrup in here, getting hot. Drop your sugar right in. Let it dissolve into it. It's creating a paste. You can see that there. Creating a little paste, and we're going to let that all dissolve into the corn syrup. Let it get hot. And this is only taking about 30 seconds now, and it's just breaking it all down real quick, real easy. And you just basically, it's going to take you a couple minutes to get this up to temperature. You really don't want it boiling away. You don't have to cook it for any long period of time. The object really is to just get it hot, let your granulated sugar, white granulated sugar, dissolve into the corn syrup. And then what this is going to do is when this is nice and hot, once we put our next step, we're going to go back over to the prep table and we're going to put the peanut butter right in it, okay, cup of peanut butter. And that's going to start melting, going right in with the corn syrup and the sugar mixing in. Last, we're going to add the corn flakes, frosted flakes. Mix that right into it. Now see, this is starting to bubble up around the edges, which means it's getting nice and hot. The clarity is coming out in it. This is a great little thing, you know, summer's here. You got barbecues, you got different events like that, the graduations for kids. This is a great little easy economical way that you can put together a nice little cookie that they'll love. Okay, now this is starting to boil. You can see it here, it's all melted in. So I'm going to just shut this off right now, bring it right over to the prep table, okay? Hey, welcome to Crazy Otto's Empire Diner. That's 100 West Albany Street right here in downtown Herkimer. You may remember me or notice me as the host at CNY Flavor. You can come on that website at cnyflavor.com and learn all about the cooking show that airs on Tuesdays, every Tuesday. But we're talking about Crazy Otto's Empire Diner right now. You know, a lot of times you see TV shows, you wonder if the cook, the chef is there, if he really actually cooks or he actually is in a restaurant. Well, I'm one of the guys that have been there, done that, and is still doing it. Right here, you can come in, you can see me cook. I'm here virtually every day. Here at Crazy Otto's, they don't call us crazy for nothing. Everything here is fresh and homemade. As you can see, we fresh slice our tomato. Everything's done fresh to order. Doing actually a BLT right now. This is Michael, also happens to be my son. Hey, all right. Hey, welcome to Crazy Otto's. Come on in, give us a try. You won't be disappointed. So you can see a little bit of the clarity in there, nice and hot. We're going to take 1 cup, okay, which is approximately 3 of these big spoonfuls. This is a 40-ounce jar. We'll take 1 more. There we go. And then I'm just going to mix this right in with the corn syrup and sugar. Same spoon. Get nice. See the consistency here. The sugar's binding it together, getting it sort of like a Play-Doh. Okay. And now, last but not least, I'm going to take this and do 3 cups. That's 2 and 3. And just mix this right down. I have a bowl in reserve right here in case this pot wasn't big enough. And I think what I'm going to do is be okay with it because I'm just mixing it all down. See, I still got the pot because the pot is hot. Oh yeah, this is mixing it nice. Turning it into a nice little dough. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to take a spoon, just like you would if you were putting it on a cookie sheet. And you're going to dollop, which is a nice spoonful, right onto a piece of wax paper. And boom, let it sit for 30 minutes and you're ready to go. Okay? So we'll be right back. I'm going to get the wax paper set up, lay it all out here for you, and we're going to spoon them out. So we have it all ready to go, and basically you're just going to take it and you're going to just spoon it out. Then we'll pat it down. These are thick and rich. I can feel the sugar in it. Oop. You could almost do it like a peanut brittle too if you wanted and put peanuts inside of it. You could wear gloves and roll them. Okay. Yeah, let's put that under there so you could see them. And I'm going to actually be able to get a couple of trays out of this one. If you have one of those ice cream scoopers, you could use an ice cream scooper. I'm just using a spoon right now. Now my hands have been washed and sanitized, so I'm going to show you another thing because of the way these are. Still pretty hot too. But you take it like this and you put it in your hand and you roll it like you would a meatball, pack it down, okay? And this is just to show you a different way. Have them just like that. Pack them down. And I can get probably another, I don't know, 3 or 4 out of this one. Now you can make them as big or as small as you want. You can use a little teaspoon and make, little dots on there and get about 30 of them out of it. These are nice big cookies that'll firm up in about 30 minutes, and they'll be ready to serve. You'll be able to pick them up. They won't fall apart, and they'll be ready to go. Peanut butter cookies without having to cook them, without being in the oven. Hey, Scott Trainer here, host of CNY Flavor. We have a great segment in store for you. I'm sitting here with Mike Panisha from
Correct.
Caruso's Cafe, or Caruso's Pastry Shop, right on Bleecker Street in downtown Utica. It's 707 Bleecker Street, and so we're going to talk a little bit about this. Actually, it's an icon in the city of Utica. It's been here over 54 years, and
Yes.
I'm excited to get to sit down and get to talk with you, Mike. And you ready to get started?
Let's go.
All right, we'll be right back.
Perfect Game Imaging strives to deliver sport action photography that renders images that without us, our clients and customers would normally not even see. I can't tell you how many viewers of our images have asked, "How did you get that shot?" Or, "I didn't even see that happen during the game." It is our mission to have our action shots hanging on the walls of the athletes' families' homes and offices as centerpieces to be cherished for a lifetime.
This has been here 54 years, Caruso's Cafe.
Correct.
You've been in it yourself for over 31 years.
Yes.
And you're an honorary Caruso.
Correct.
I love that because it's a family atmosphere. And one of the things at CNY Flavor, what we do for the TV show is we focus on the mom and pop organizations, the family, not the big chains. Anybody can go to a supermarket and buy a cake, but if you want an authentic Italian cake or pastry, you come here to Caruso's.
That's correct.
You doing it 31 years. We talked a little bit before we started shooting the show. And back then, you were making wedding cakes for your friends.
Yes, I started when I was about 17. I decorated my first wedding cake the first year I started working here. And I've been doing it ever since.
And now you're doing it for your friends' kids.
And that's right.
See, we get to date ourselves a little bit when we stay in this business a long time. I've been in it myself almost 40 years now, and it's wonderful the relationships that we get to build. They become unique and priceless, and that's what it's all about.
Yes, it's wonderful.
So you, being a family business, you work with a lot of the Carusos.
Yes.
And being a cafe, you can come in, you can get authentic Italian cookies, pastries. I'm looking behind me here. You have the cannoli and you have the gelato.
Cannoli and gelato is still made the old way. It's cooked, it's put in forms, then we freeze it. We have an old Emery Thompson ice cream freezer. And then we put it in another freezer that's below zero, and then we cut them as we need them into bricks, little squares.
Now this isn't a normal cafe where you come in for a cup of coffee and a donut.
No, your choices are cappuccino and espresso. That's it. We don't have tea. We don't have regular coffee, but we have a good assortment of Italian cookies and Italian pastries, and everything's made from scratch.
Now, what are your hours here?
Monday, the doors open at 7, close at 5. Tuesday we're closed. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 to 5. Saturday, 7 to 3, and Sunday, 7 to noon.
Okay, so basically 6 days a week, you take
It's
Tuesdays off.
8 days a week.
8 days a week. Well, when you put in all the hours, yeah, it does turn into 8 days. Now, you're famous for your cakes, like wedding cakes and some of the catering stuff that you do.
Yes. Whipped cream cakes is a big seller for us. We make a whipped cream cake with peaches, raspberry, strawberry. Those need to be ordered ahead of time. Like again, because we get everything in fresh,
Right.
and we don't like to waste anything. So those need to be ordered at least a day ahead of time.
So if I wanted to order a cake, I could just call you and order it?
Yes.
What's your phone number?
It's 735-9712.
And that's area code 315.
315.
Now, Mike, I look around and I see a lot of old pictures, some of the history of Caruso's, and I see a lot of awards and write-ups that you've had in the papers, and basically talking about how the tradition, how good the pastries and the cakes are here.
Yes.
Modern technology, I'm a little older than you are, but I know when Facebook came out and Twitter and all these social media things, it was real important for businesses to get a Facebook page. You have a Facebook
Yes.
page. And it's Caruso's Pastry Shop.
Yeah, that's right.
So customers out there can go, you can like it, okay, and you can actually see some of the cakes that you've developed through the years that you've put albums on there, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. There's several pictures on Facebook, and I do add to them periodically. So
When you do a wedding or reception?
when I do a wedding, a reception, a party, there's a lot of different cakes on Facebook, and that's helped. We've gotten a lot of business from that. So
You actually offer a personal touch to when my daughter's going to get married. How would I go about that instead of just calling on the phone and ordering?
well, you call ahead on the phone, and you can either speak with myself, Carmela, or Francine. And we'll be more than happy to sit down and talk to you about your event, whether it's a wedding or a party, or it's one of the three of us will do that. I think that's a big thing today with it's the personal thing with our customers. We try and take care of their needs, and there is limits, of course, but come in and see us, and we'll take care of you.
Well, that's important too, because I know that when someone's getting married, I've had some of my kids. I have several kids that have been married, a couple of them at least right now, several grandchildren later. It's important when you sit down and get that personal touch, because then you are the one that can actually explain the prices. Okay, the buck stops with you, so you can tell me what it's going to cost, how many it'll feed, and so forth.
That's right.
Now, do you do, I know we didn't talk about this, so this is going to be a little surprise for you here. One of the big things is gluten-free stuff. Do you do any special cakes or anything with a rice flour or anything that's for someone that has those dietary needs?
Fortunately for us, our almond paste cookies are gluten-free. That's a huge seller for us, and we just fell into that. Not that we did it after to have something gluten-free, but it does not have flour in it.
Wow.
So our almond paste cookies are gluten-free. That's about it, though. We don't do any other gluten-free products.
Okay. Now this being a cooking show, and we're interviewing local restaurateurs, cake shops and stuff, a lot of people out there in TV land watch some of the big programs like Cake Boss and stuff. I have this just sneaking suspicion and feeling that you could compete with those, couldn't you?
Possibly,
Come on, don't be shy.
but I won't.
Okay.
A lot of his cakes are fondant based cakes. To me, I look at that, it's all show, and he gets $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for some of those cakes.
Right.
We could never do that in upstate New York. Nobody's going to pay,
Right.
and that's a big reason why I never got involved in fondant, that type of. And the other reason also is because it doesn't taste very good. Fondant is horrible.
That's what I was.
I do not want to ruin the quality of our products for something to look good. With me, it's got to look good and taste good.
You here at Caruso's are for the quality, the taste, all like hometown, like Grandma made.
Sure, and it's still, we have not changed a thing. God bless him, Carmen, who passed away. He taught me everything I know, and I get emotional sometimes with that. But he's a big part of my life.
See, that's good because we all have.
He's like another father to me. So.
See, I love it. You're seeing real, unedited emotion right here on someone that's grateful for a mentor that taught some of these little tricks of the trade.
And their whole family's just the same. So.
Well, you're a Caruso.
Yeah.
You're adopted. Now, Mike, I have the privilege and the honor to get to travel a lot, and I've traveled all over this country and all over this world. We talked a little bit about Italy before, and a lot of places, especially today, I've been to places where they don't accept cash. It's like credit cards only, and you got to have a credit card. You're really old school here because you're just the opposite, and you don't accept credit cards or debit cards.
Cash was here before the credits were here.
That's right.
Okay, so cash is king, I think.
Yeah.
We've just done business like that for 54 years, and we're not changing a thing. We run everything the same way. If you got cash, you can come in and spend it.
See, now that's old school, and I like that. I really do, because a lot of people, everybody's getting a number now and getting a credit card or a debit card, and it's all. Pretty soon you're going to be able to walk into places when they'll scan your retina and they'll go right in front of you. See, can you tell I watch some of those science fiction things?
Yes, I can.
Is there anything that you'd like to tell the viewing audience that's out there right now that are seeing Caffe Caruso for the first time that they may not know about this cafe, and to get them to come in and try it?
I think they should come on in and see what we're all about. I think it's quality without compromise. Come and see myself, Mike, Carmela Caruso, and Francine. You come in and we'll help you out with everything that we have. We make cannolis, sfogliatelles, lobster tails, naturally pasties, pastichots, line of cookies. You've got to have about 20 different cookies. The best thing to do is to come in and see what we're all about, have a cup of coffee or cappuccino, and we'll take care of you.
Correction, no coffee, cappuccino or espresso.
Sorry about that.
But no, that's important, because coming in and gluten-free too, because you got to mention that, because that's a big phase today. It's sort of like when the Atkins diet was really big. Everybody was switching their menus to Atkins, but you stumbled upon a little gold mine there, being the gluten-free.
It's something that we sell, and it's a very popular item. It's almond paste cookies. We sell a ton of them anyway. Now, a lot of the people that wanted gluten-free didn't know that there wasn't flour in almond paste. In our recipe, there's no flour.
See.
So they're welcome to come on in.
So come in and give them a try. It's 707 Bleecker Street in Utica. Come in. You won't be disappointed. Thank you, Mike. It's a privilege and an honor to get to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend.
Yep.
Hey, this segment is really cool because it's really good that you can do with your kids. I don't know a kid out there that doesn't like the old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You can do this, and remember all these different little French toasts that I'm doing now. There's different variations that you can do it with. Strawberry jam, if you like peach, orange marmalade. There's different ways that you can do it. I'm just showing you some basic techniques so that when you try them at home, feel free to try a little different variation so that you get the taste that you're looking for. This particular one is peanut butter and jelly stuffed French toast. Same concept. I got a couple eggs, quarter cup of milk here. The peanut butter, Concord grape jelly. I personally like Concord grape jelly. That's my favorite jelly. A couple pieces of bread, a little powdered sugar afterwards. Okay, so we're just going to take, just like you're making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, okay? Now this one here, because it's unlike the Crazy Elvis where I put more peanut butter on, I'm not putting as much peanut butter on. I'm putting just a light spread. across both sides. It's not as deep and thick, okay? And then the old Concord grape jelly, I just take it and smush it around a little bit to break it up. Just put a nice little section in the middle there. Take it over. And then what I do, I'm going to take the I can't believe it's not butter and put a little bit on my grill that I have heating, okay? You can do this all real quick at home. Push it down because you want to make sure that it all is pushed down inside of it, okay? And you can see the butter melting around. Ooh, getting nice and hot. So this griddle is just about ready for me. And so I'm going to take this and I'm just going to submerge it again, both sides, up and down, and put it right on the griddle. And there that is, ready to go. In a few minutes, we're going to turn it over, cook that all off. I'll show you how to do that. We take it off the plate, put a little jelly on top of it, the powdered sugar, you're all set to go. So you can see it's starting to sizzle around the corners and the edges. And you don't want to let it go too long because it'll all fall apart. Ooh, do you hear that here? Hear that sizzling? Oh, it smells wonderful too. And the jelly's all melting. That's jelly right there. If you can catch that on the camera there, that's all jelly right there. So the Concord grape jelly is melting into the peanut butter. And that's why we're going to top it with some jelly, because that's all going to incorporate what's in the middle there as being stuffed. And then you'll put your jelly. That'll just really bring out the flavor and enhance the experience with the jelly on top and the powdered sugar. This is all ready to go because you don't want to overcook the jelly too much. See it wiggling around? Ooh. I'm going to take this and shut this right off. Move this to the side. You got that right there. So it's nice and hot. Take your knife. Break up the jelly in your jar before you put it on. You just want to spread it right over it. That's beautiful. Take your powdered sugar. People love powdered sugar, confection sugar. And you know, they even sell cans, little shakers and stuff that you can buy at the supermarket and thing that you can actually shake it if you're going to be doing a lot of these. You wouldn't use your fingers. But there it is, stuffed peanut butter and jelly French toast. Enjoy.